Today I'm serving up a big old plate of oops, and nailed it, from my recent celebrity cruise through Patagonia. I'm going to tell you 3 costly mistakes that I made so you don't make the same mistake that drain my wallet faster than a leaky faucet, and 3 genius moves that I did make that'll help you save some serious cash. So if you're planning a cruise anytime soon, grab a snack and stick around because these tips will keep your bank account happy. Alright, first up, let's dive right into what I totally messed up. Mistake number 1 was not booking my transportation from the airport in Santiago, Chile to the port town of Valparaiso. Yep, I got off the plane all smug like I'll just figure this out when I land. Spoiler alert, I did not figure it out. So there I am in the middle of Santiago, no clue how to get to the port, and I'm forced to take a taxi. And when I say forced, I mean bamboozled into paying way more than I should have. It was just like watching all my savings fly out the window. Here's the thing, I could have booked a shuttle or a shared ride with fellow travelers ahead of time. But no, I had to play it cool and just wing it. Never wing it when it comes to transportation in a foreign country. Pre-book and save yourself both the cash and the panic sweats. Lesson learned, people always, and I mean always, arrange transportation ahead of time, especially if you're flying into a foreign country. Sure, I know it's not like the sexiest part of traveling, but neither is handing over a wad of cash to some taxi driver while you question every life choice you've ever made. And the cruise line does offer transportation from the airport to your hotel in Santiago or to the port town of Valparaiso. Turns out I really should have taken advantage of that. The only problem with this is that it's usually only available on the day of the cruise. If you arrive a day or two ahead of time, you're pretty much on your own to find your way to the port. If you're really on a budget, I learned that there are buses that leave from Santiago and go to Valparaiso. And there's 2 places you can catch a bus in Santiago, the Universidad de Santiago bus station and the Parayito bus station. They're the cheapest way to go, but probably not the most comfortable. You can also book private car services from sites like Viator. Just be sure you pick a company with high ratings or you could get really stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, moving on to the second way that I wasted money was paying way too much for my cabin upgrade. You know that moment when you're cruising along and they hit you with an exclusive limited time offer to upgrade your room? Yeah, I fell for it like a sucker. In my defense, the idea of a fancier cabin sounded great, but what I didn't realize is that the deal I got really wasn't a deal at all. Turns out I could have booked the same room months earlier for way cheaper. Sometimes they're making up prices for those of us who didn't do our homework. Trust me, do your research and book the upgrade from the start if you're really committed. It can be tricky since cabin prices fluctuate greatly, and if you're getting close to your departure date, you definitely can't cancel and rebook at a lower rate. Also remember that the cabin upgrade price you see is per person, and I forgot about that. So I ended up paying double what I thought I would pay for my upgrade. Terrible move on my part. I think next time the better idea is to get a travel agent. They know when these ticket prices drop better than we do, and they're like magicians with spreadsheets. Okay, moving on to my final big mistake. That was not booking my massage ahead of time on the ship. Picture this, you're on a ship, relaxed, living your best life, and you decide, hey, I deserve a massage. Well, by the time I got around to booking it, the prices had skyrocketed, and the only time slots left were at 7 a.m. on a port day when I already had planned an excursion. Who gets a massage at 7 a.m.? Vampires? Long story short, book your spa treatments before you get on the ship. Many cruise lines offer early booking discounts and you get to pick the prime slots. Don't be like me rubbing your face on the massage table before breakfast. Also, check back at the prices on the website every day. See, the funny thing is I did that for things like my barroom setup, which I'll talk about in a minute, but I never thought to check the massage prices. I realized after the fact that they too could change daily before the cruise. Now, before I get into the things I did right, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel. It would mean a lot. Alright, enough with my costly slip-ups. Let's get to the good stuff and the 3 things I did right that saved me some sweet, sweet cash. First thing I did right, as I mentioned, was keep an eagle eye on the price of a stateroom bar setup. I'm talking obsessive level checking here. I saw the price drop not once, not twice, but 3 times, and every time I canceled and rebooked it at a lower rate, And the best part is there's no cancellation fee for services like that. So persistence pays off, my friend. If your cruise line allows it, keep refreshing that page and snag those discounts. Next, my second genius move, not booking all my shore excursions through the cruise line. Celebrity definitely charges a premium. I always check sites like Viator to research what kind of tours they offer. In a lot of ports, these companies are the same ones that run excursions for the cruise line. For example, I did not book my whitewater rafting tour through the cruise line. I know cruise excursions are convenient, but they're not always the best deal. I found the exact same tour on Viator for $100 less than the cruise was offering. Same company, same wild ride, but more cash in my pocket. Always compare prices on sites like Viator or Get Your Guide before you commit. I mean, the big advantage of booking through the cruise company is that for any reason your excursion is late getting back to the ship, they will wait for you. So I always factor that in when deciding whether or not to go with the cruise line tours or a third-party tour. If it's a bus tour of the city, for example, that's not far from the port, then a third-party tour isn't much of a risk and can save you a lot of money. But if your excursion takes you hours away from the port, then that may be a time to play it safe and spend a little more for the peace of mind that the ship won't leave you behind. Lastly, the third thing that saved me money was skipping the drinks package. Look, I am not a lightweight, but those packages are designed for people who really love their booze. As I mentioned, I opted for a stateroom bar setup and took advantage of the cruise line policy that lets you bring 2 bottles of wine per stateroom. Not all cruise lines have this option, but you can actually buy full bottles of hard liquor at reasonable rates that will last you the whole cruise. I didn't miss the drinks package one bit, and I kept my spending in check. Alright, so there you have it. 3 boneheaded mistakes that cost me a lot of money, and 3 brilliant moves that saved me. If you're planning on a cruise, learn from my missteps and cash in on my smarter choices. Your wallet will thank you. And if you got any cruise tips of your own, especially that save money, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more travel tips and wild adventures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next trip.